Some things are so obvious, it makes you wonder why they didn't come to market years earlier. Diet Coke? It was seriously late to the game. We could have used those rechargeable car jumpstart packs 20 years ago. Same with Easy Mac. Hyundai launched the Genesis luxury division in 2015 and inexplicably hasn't offered an SUV or crossover. Until now. Finally. The GV80 is more than fashionably late to the party. It is making a dramatic entrance though, and it's dressed to impress.
What you're looking at here is a fully loaded, top-trim prestige model with turbocharged V6 engine and all-wheel drive. It retails for $71,300. And here's anecdotal evidence that this is the home run that Genesis needs. When curious looky-loos came by to ask what it was and how much it costs, for grins, I would say it's $80,000. And not a single person flinched. In fact, a few people said, that's kind of a bargain.
And GV80 draws a crowd. The only car in my possession more popular this year was the C8 Corvette.
Yeah, very impressive.
The GV was primarily designed in, anyone? California. No, not South Korea. There's chatter that it looks like a Bentley, maybe in a mind's eye. Line for line, it's quite different than a Bentayga. GV80 is more swept, with a parabolic line drawing the rear into a crouched stance. The thin quad lamps are at the same level as the side markers and the taillights, giving it a confident, cohesive look. A buying tip: to get this $400 Cardiff green paint that attracts eyeballs, at the very least, the $5,200 advanced package must be chosen. This is the best application of the crest grille on a Genesis. There's no prominent sensor to clutter it. The shape comes from the logo, nestled between the wings, just widened. It's repeated here.
GV80 has a self-parking system, and it works pretty well. It also has Smart Park, or as we all now know it, Smart Park. Let's say somebody has parked so close to your vehicle, you can't get in. By using the fob, you can actually move the car forward so you can hop in. It also works going backwards, and it will stop automatically if somebody or something is in its way. Gotta say right now, glad my insurance is paid up.
The GV80 and G80 sedan share an architecture and powertrains. A 300 horsepower, 2.5-liter turbocharged four-cylinder can be had with rear or all-wheel drive. The 3.5-liter twin turbocharged V6 here is all-wheel drive only. It pumps out 375 horses and 391 pound-feet of torque low in the rev range. This optional cluster has a unique 3D effect that my camera does not capture. The head-up display is large, crisp, and clear. Shifts are done with an 8-speed automatic. Nope, no manual transmission available. That shouldn't be a surprise. The all-wheel drive system gets an electronic limited slip differential. In addition to the usual drive modes, there's a custom setting to store a personal dynamic, including adjustable dampers, standard on V6 models. All GV80s can tow up to 6,000 pounds.
Of course, this being the Pacific Northwest, there's a little bit of rain on the road. That's why all-wheel drive is great, gives you that extra traction advantage. This car can scoot. 0 to 60 happens in about 5.5 seconds, and it weighs 5,000 pounds. Transmission shifts are smooth and seamless, the kind that you don't notice. Not dual clutch quick, but that's not the dynamic Genesis is going for.
Seems like the engineering team was aiming for a blend of Mercedes comfort and BMW sport. GV80 feels planted, controlled, and solid. Even large bumps are soaked up without any drama or harshness. The driving position is on the elevated side with good visibility all around.
The semi-autonomous driving features in the GV80 are solid. The lane keep assists holds you within the stripes very confidently, takes gentle corners very nicely. Same goes for the adaptive cruise control. Overall, very nicely done.
It uses machine learning to emulate your driving style. All this is standard, including automatic high beams and blind spot warning with active collision avoidance. A driver attention system chimes in politely if it feels you're distracted. This works well, and I like the camera view that's activated by the turn signals, something that really helps in the real world.
Here's a concept. In the different modes, you can actually tell the difference. In Sport, the steering, transmission, and suspension all sharpen up. In Comfort, everything relaxes. You know, a lot of times you can't tell much of a difference.
Optional road active noise cancellation quiets the cabin by analyzing tire noise and pumping out opposing waveforms to each seat. GV80 is exceptionally hushed. The only reason libraries are quieter these days is because they're closed. It's a little thirstier than BMW X5, Mercedes GLE, and Volvo XC90.
Fuel economy? Well, the all-wheel drive V6 model that I'm driving here is EPA rated at an average of 20 mpg. The 4-cylinder turbo gets 22 mpg, and the rear drive model with the 4-cylinder gets 23. So, you know, not an awful lot of difference between all of these models.
The 6 will set you back an extra $4,500 though. I found the 4-cylinder in the G80 sedan powerful enough, but lacking a luxury sound. Test drive them both and listen hard.
The Turbo V6 is exceptionally smooth, and that goes for the automatic engine stop-start system. You almost don't notice it, and on takeoff, same thing.
I hung out in the GV80 to check emails and make calls just to linger in the cockpit. For starters, all the materials are appropriately upscale. Secondly, the maroon-brown smoky green colorway is a welcome change from beige, gray, or black. There's character here, and the vibe's different compared to the G80 sedan. Less wood, more horizontal planes. The same knurled knobs and controls, though. The ErgoMotion driver's seat adjusts to the drive mode or vehicle speed with 7 air cells. It's very adjustable too. Only the base 4-cylinder model lacks heated and vented chairs and toasty steering. There's little clutter here with controls for all the things that you need often.
A lot of buyers overlook user interfaces. It's important to find one that works well for you because so many aspects of the car are controlled with it. This one's pretty good, starting with the Jog Wheel. It's like the world's most expensive fidget spinner. It feels great.
With a touch-sensitive pad in the center, it controls the 14.5-inch display intuitively. This is one of the better layouts I've found at any price. And for those who are more hands-on, it's also a touchscreen, and here the response is sure and snappy. There's voice control too. I didn't find it anything special. No gesture controls either, and that's something I wouldn't miss. Android Auto and Apple CarPlay are standard, but not wireless. There's Phone is Key technology too, handy for people like me that misplace those in the house. It's only for Android, at least for now. If you're into music, the 21-speaker Lexicon Premium Sound is punchy and accurate, a good choice. Subtle ambient light piping adds atmosphere at night, not as good as Mercedes, but still welcome.
Powered seats. You don't get them back here very often. Nice. Let's not waste the people's time. You're too nice. That's your problem. We're both 5'9", and I will talk about the back seat, of course. Head, knee, leg, and foot room, all very generous. The door openings are big enough so that car seats go in and out, no sweat, and cushions are high enough. Thigh support is excellent. Check this out, powered sunshades. I'm the evil twin. Of course I'm into power. Door pockets, they're on the small side. 2 pockets? Yes. You can pretty much charge anything in the GV80, though kind of surprised that there are none of the new USB-C ports in this vehicle. A climate zone? Yeah, you'd expect that. Heated seats too, but vented seats in the back? That's kind of special. Selfish people in the back can move the front passenger seat up. That would be me. The center spine? Not too big, so if you have 3 adults back here, their feet won't be too cramped. And it's roomy enough, so that is very, very possible. But if you want to have coffee and really relax, keep it to 2 back here. What's better than a kicked-open tailgate? One that just opens automatically. If you stand next to it for a little bit, you do have to have the key in your pocket or purse. Now, GV80 is available with 3 rows of seating, but you have to get a specific model, the Advanced Plus. It can't be had in this top prestige model. Nice that there's storage for the security shade, and because you don't have a back seat, lots of storage. Kind of nice.
Look closely. This is the only hint of Hyundai in the vehicle. There's nothing groundbreaking about the cargo hold. Some models come with a compact spare. Others, like this Prestige, get a repair kit. There's nearly 35 cubic feet behind row 2. Drop them, and it's 84 cubic feet. That's one shy of a Volvo XC90. Costco is out of TP stock again, so that test can't happen. It's pretty deep, so the motorized backs are good to have, especially for smaller drivers. Overall, it's a versatile space, especially if you're a skier. I did a shoot with a 3-row pre-production vehicle, and if you're curious, adults will not want to venture back here. It's a kids-only zone, and with the seat raised, it's 11.6 cubic feet. I can see why it's not offered across the board. Time for red light, green light. Green lights. This is a solid luxury vehicle, not any kind of poser. To state that there's bang for the buck here is like saying Mount Everest is a steep hill. Quiet, comfortable, and controlled, GV80 drives like a modern luxury vehicle while surrounding passengers in a lovely cocoon. Even the base version at $50 grand looks like $1,000,000. The styling inside and out has a rich, spendy appearance. Yellow lights? Genesis covers the expected luxury and safety bases, but those wanting sexy tech like augmented reality navigation and an advanced voice assistant like MBUX won't find it here. The value pricing comes with an anonymous badge for status seekers. I like the grille. Some will see it as a bit too much. Red light. The third row can only be had with the V6 Advanced Plus model, and it's cramped. For the time being, GV80 is still only sold at Hyundai dealers, a deal breaker for some, even if an agent comes to pick up the car for service and leaves a loaner. Finally, and this is only speculation on my part, the goodness of the GV80 will make it white hot, perhaps commanding premium prices in some markets. Slowing things down, there are many people that still don't know that Genesis exists. This is the breakout vehicle that the brand needs to get noticed. It looks great, drives well, is priced right, and it's an SUV.
I can understand why people would stick with the established luxury brands. $71,000 for this might be a good value, but it's still $71,000, and that's a lot of money. People don't like to venture into something new. The Genesis does have its own character. It's definitely different than BMW, Audi, Mercedes, and Cadillac, so, it's worth a look.
As always, get out there and test drive, because you don't know what you don't know. It would have been great to see something like the GV80 from Genesis years ago, but now that it's here, it can't be ignored. You all know there'll be a second GV, right? The smaller GV70, it's coming in 2021, and all maintenance is complimentary for the first 3 years or 36,000 miles. Once again, a shout out to Martin Campbell for driving while I shoot running footage. Take a look at the video thumbnail. He shoots the stills for those and does a better job than I ever could. Something new from me.
Because MSRPs differ wildly from manufacturer to manufacturer, I've started up a price quote service. Some people dismiss vehicles because they think they can't afford them. If you do a price quote, you might find that you can.
My wife nearly bought a used car until she checked pricing. She found a new model with full warranty cost about the same because of incentives. I used a quote service to buy my car too, so I believe in the strategy. Using the Costco program, it's still worth getting price quotes even if it's not my service. Mine is free, gives you the invoice price right away, and is backed by smart people. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it.
This is the end of the video where I normally drop a fun fact, but this time, real meaty facts, like why didn't Genesis start with SUVs and crossovers from the get-go? Well, I was able to talk to Genesis executives, and they told me that they were looking to start the brand out very slowly to find out what their buyers liked. One thing that they really appreciated was the online experience, shopping and buying, plus that an agent would come and pick up their car for service and drop off a loaner. Remember, they don't have any standalone dealerships at the moment. That will change in 2021, and here is a rendering of what those dealerships will start looking like. And one more piece of news. In 2021, Genesis plans on having a fully electric vehicle on sale. Now, they're not giving me any details, but they did give me the impression that it's not the Mint concept that was shown at the New York Auto Show. If you want to find out what it is and all the details, remember, subscribe to this channel. It's high-end and boutique-y, just like the Genesis brand, and packed full of information. I don't waste your time. That's Driven. I'm Tom Voelk.